Hey, check this out. I know you have always dreamed of performing in Carnegie Hall, so I think this 2023 to 2024 season at Sound Espressivo would be perfect for you. As a platform, we host live online auditions so you can share your music with the entire world. Then we send you to incredible in-person venues like Carnegie Hall so you can perform solo, as a duo, as an ensemble, and with orchestra. This year we have a total of 4 gala events at Carnegie Hall, as well as 4 different opportunities to perform with orchestras in the US, in the Czech Republic, and even in Egypt. We want to help you fulfill your musical dreams. Go to soundespressivocompetition.com to check out our season and to apply. Hello and welcome to Virtual Concert Hall's live music channel. My name is Chris Au and I'll be your host for today's show. This is our final session for the Carnegie Hall auditions so that contestants will be able to play in Carnegie Hall. This has been really quite a ride with many amazing performances and more to come. So if you're tuning in now, we are going to have a lot of fun. Our channel is dedicated to bringing live performances and events from international artists delivered to audiences around the globe. Hello and welcome to Virtual Concert Hall's live music programs. We are on session 5 of our Carnegie Hall auditions. Contestants are now auditioning to be able to play for a spot to play in Carnegie Hall, and this is specifically the Weill Recital Hall, and it is a fantastic stage, so amazing, great acoustics, and our team is dedicated to making sure that you have a fantastic show coming up in Carnegie. This is a really fun time for all of us, and I can't wait for everybody to be a part of it. Thank you for joining us today. Our musicians are going to be competing to play in Carnegie Hall in New York City, and these contestants are also getting live feedback from judges, who I will introduce in a little while. Through live comments, you'll hear the feedback that you get from contestants. And I always find that really fascinating because live feedback is quite an important part of growth as a musician. And so it is our goal at Virtual Concert Hall to launch you from the virtual stage to places like Carnegie Hall. We also have amazing opportunities for musicians to play in an orchestra around the world. Coming up very soon, some of our previous winners are playing in the Western New York Chamber Orchestra very soon. There's a lot of things in our season that are coming up. Cairo is coming up. The Czech Republic Orchestra is coming up. There's so many things coming up, and so we're really excited that this is also something that we've have for musicians. The gala auditions are organized by Sound Espressivo, by progressive musicians and virtual concert halls. Now, let me tell you a little bit about them so that you understand what we're dealing with and which company and which website you may want to find more information about. Virtual Concert Halls is an internet TV broadcaster providing artists with a virtual stage and ability to reach audiences beyond the walls of conventional concert halls. And then on top of that, so Virtual Concert Halls is what you're viewing us. We're streaming all over the world on different platforms, and Progressive Musicians is an organizer of many competitions and concerts at prestigious venues like concert halls, like Carnegie Hall, and we use technology to build a blend, basically, of the online experience to be able to interact with judges, interact with the audience, interact online, and to be able to audition anywhere in the world with something like an in-person gathering and performance at the end of it as a prize. And speaking of prizes, there's more to come later on about that. Now, Sound Espressivo Global Competition is an online live stream competition, and our goal with live streaming competitions is that everyone can see. Everyone can see how they played, and if you're watching online, you're more than welcome to interact with us, giving a comment, liking us, following us, and so we know what you like, and as an audience and as presenters, we can show and share more of that with you. We also do amazing interviews, judges panels. We produce programs, and we help live stream concerts onto the virtual stage, onto many different platforms all over social media, and this is possible because it's just an incredible experience. So this is just a little brief clip of our Sound Espressivo trailer for you to have a look at.
No matter where you are or who you are, music connects us all. We started with a dream, but now we are paving the future. Welcome to the Sound Espressivo Global Competition. Fully virtual, yet bringing musicians closer together than ever before, now on a global scale. True live, inclusivity, diversity, connection, community, an extraordinary array of judges. Get noticed by companies all over the world. Prizes, scholarships, performance opportunities. Apply to be a part of the most exciting congregation of artists like nothing you've ever seen before. We guarantee quality and leave no musician behind. We can't wait to hear you on the virtual stage.
Now, the goal of these auditions is to encourage and nurture as well as reward musicians for being proactive about sharing their art and everything. This is really quite a crucial part of building a career. And Sound Espressivo, as well as progressive musicians, are passionate. These two amazing companies are passionate in giving musicians access. And access is quite an important thing because there's so many musicians out there all around the world. And because of the online places that we're living in, there's so many opportunities that may be available for people to take advantage of. And what I really, really am proud of is that Carnegie Hall is now accessible to a lot of performers out there who wish to perform in a big stage and have it on their resume, but also perform with orchestra there perhaps, or any of the other opportunities that are going to be available from progressive musicians and much more. Now, I'm going to get our program started and introduce some of our guests and more to do with the season awards as well as other packages that we have available soon. But before I introduce the judges, just a heads up for those who may be in New York or New York area, we have some concerts coming up in Carnegie Hall. So it's so amazing that we have these auditions, and these winners of these auditions that are coming up now will play a little later in our season. But we also have previous winners from our previous auditions that are performing within a week. We have April 1st and April 4th as big dates that are where there's performances in Weill Recital Hall and Carnegie Hall in New York City. So if you're there, check us out. It's going to be such a great concert. There's so much going on. There's composers, there's quartets, there's so much happening that I think you will find something for you, and there's something for everybody, honestly. So make sure you check us out at April 4th and April 1st at Carnegie Hall. Now, let's get to our amazing esteemed judges. First of all, the incredible Dickran, Richie, Atamian. Now, Richie, welcome back to the show. You won the first prize in the 50th anniversary of the Nuremberg competitions, and at the age of 19, you have performed all over the world. You have recordings of the Prokofiev Third and the Kachaturian piano concertos with Gerard Schwartz and Seattle Symphony. That's incredible. And now you are working as an artist manager in the role as the name of Jack Price. And you're also known as Jack Price, who is the founder of Price Attractions, a concert management headquartered in Tulsa, Oklahoma. You're providing opportunities for so many musicians. Thank you and welcome to the show.
Well, it's great to be here. I've enjoyed it very much.
And we've enjoyed having you as well as our next judge, Giacomo Franci. And Giacomo is a fantastic conductor as well as artistic director of the Chamber Players, the New York Chamber Players, excuse me, an organization he founded in 2004. You're a recording artist, including having recorded many of the great works of Igor Stravinsky, the complete piano works, in fact. And you've toured everywhere. You're a conductor of many different orchestras, and you've played everywhere. Thank you for coming in and sharing your experience.
It's great. Always a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you, Giacomo. So with that in mind, I think we could get our show rolling. We have our first contestant for tonight already ready, and so I'm more than happy to introduce Jamie Alamorad onto the show with an original composition alongside Gino Vanelli with the title "A Moment Is All I Ask." Jamie, the stage is all yours. Please enjoy.
up in the moonlight, I see your face reappear. There's a cold wind that cuts me, can't seem to hide all my tears. A sweeter dream than a fantasy, morning came too soon. Fell asleep with you next to me, but I woke up alone in my room. Oh, if I could have one moment, baby, one more chance to show you that I love you. Oh, if I could have one moment, a moment that will last, a lifetime's what I want, but a moment is all I ask. A moment is all I ask. Ooh, you're probably not thinking about me. You're probably not even alone. Yeah, I know I deserve this. Gotta reap what I've sown. We were once like a fairy tale. For a time we were gold. Thought we would live happily ever after, but the flame went cold, so cold. Whoa, if I could have one moment, baby, one more chance to show you that I love you. Whoa, if I could have one moment, a moment that will last, a lifetime's what I want, but a moment is all I ask. A moment is all I ask. A moment is all I ask. A moment is all I ask.
Oh, that was beautiful, Jamie. Thank you for starting our show with something so marvelous.
Thank
you
you.
composed this yourself? You wrote this?
Yes, I did. I had the great pleasure of working with one of my all-time musical heroes, Gino Vanelli, and I wrote this song and brought it into the studio with him, and we just tinkered on it together, and it was his idea. It was kind of an accident. We had a little happy accident with those modulations as we were working through the keyboard part. He wanted it to be a guitar song. I thought it was more of a piano song, and I really fought for that piano vibe for it, and that's what we went with. And as we were recording it, he was playing a part, and he accidentally modulated, and I said, "Well, that's gotta stay."
Ah, there we go. These happy accidents.
I think it brought the piece to another place. You know, I mean,
Incredible.
figuratively and literally. And lyrically, he really helped me. He said, treat it like a gem. We have to keep carving away at it until you say exactly what it is that you want to say. And he really pushed me in that regard. And it was a pleasure to record. And we did a whole album together, which was a thrill.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Incredible. So now we're going to have our judges, Giacomo Franci and Dickran Atamian, to give some just, their thoughts.
Sure.
Giacomo, you want to start us
Sure.
off? Mm.
I have a question. Any one of you wrote the lyrics completely, or you wrote everything together?
I wrote the song as a whole, and then I brought it to Gino because he was the producer on the album.
Yeah.
And he, like a teacher, would take out the red pen and say, "I think this lyric could be stronger. I think we could hear." And he goes, "What if we try this?" So, from a lyrical perspective, I mean, it was like I'd say 80 me, 20 him,
Okay.
that sort of thing. Yeah.
I really enjoy your song.
Thank you.
I enjoy the music, the lyric even more. I would
Oh,
say
thank you.
the meaning of. There is a famous songwriter in Italy called Vasco Rossi.
Mm,
It's extremely famous in Italy, and he say that you can tell a life story in 3 minutes, 4 minutes.
yeah.
That's the miracle of a song,
I agree.
and that's what you did. So it feels like, I mean, I don't have any. I mean, like very positive of what you have done. I have to say, I was more concentrated in the composition more than in your singing. Actually,
Sure.
I have another question now. You actually you are the composer and you are
Yeah.
also the performer, right?
Yeah, yeah. On this track, George Whitty played keyboard, piano. He's played with Brecker Brothers and has worked with Gino before, so really involved in the jazz scene. And I wrote the song on piano, and it means a lot to me that you were referencing telling a story in such a short amount of time, because one of the outset goals of all the songs that made the album was that we want 3.5 to 4.5 minute movies. So the fact that
Yeah.
that was something that stood out to you makes me feel good as a songwriter.
That's a very good song. I was just wondering, do you do also maybe a string orchestra arrangement? It could be a good idea.
Yeah, they're in. It's probably hard to hear. Unfortunately, I didn't have the opportunity to get into a studio today to have live musicians. But on the track, we did use a string section. Gino's playing upright bass and drums as well, and
Nice.
it's a nice extension of a jazz trio.
Could be a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Wonderful.
Great. I enjoyed it.
thank
Thank
you.
you,
I appreciate
Giacomo.
it. Thank you.
Thank you. Richie.
Well, yeah, I'm totally out of my element here. I don't know anything about pop music, or I don't know what genre. I'm not going to insult anybody. I don't even know what category you're in. You could probably tell us, right?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of my music is pop centric, but this song leans into the jazz a little bit more.
Yeah.
And a lot of the stuff that I did with Gino does certainly lean into the jazz. And I mean, I've written classical before and I've performed classical, but for what I release commercially, it will go in that singer songwriter pop funk jazz realm.
No, it was very enjoyable. You have
Thank
a good
you.
voice, and the piece is good. It's
Thank
very
you.
good.
I appreciate that.
I don't have any frame of reference except for Elvis and Johnny Cash. That's
Sure.
yeah.
Three
that's
chords
the
and the
only-
truth. This one had
Yeah.
a few more
That's-
chords, but still a lot of truth.
A few other groups that I've heard, but I'm not really a pop guy. But I think that it's, people say that there's only good music and bad music, right? So you like what you like, and it was very appealing, and I like the message. Like Giacomo said, it's a really good message.
Thank you.
Yeah, let's just see where it goes. I think it's it's got some great potential for the future.
Thank you.
do, and so does the piece.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Have you launched your album already, Jamie? Have you already launched?
The album has come out. It's gotten some nice recognition and has
Fantastic.
It's gotten a few million streams. So very proud
Okay.
of that. And in regards to things with Carnegie Hall, I'm originally from New York. I now live out in California. But between the ties back east and Gino actually played Carnegie Hall in 1979. So it feels like it would be quite an opportunity for a homecoming and in some strange way bring this whole thing full circle, you know, with the ties to Gino and the Big Apple.
Wonderful. Well, I really hope it works out wonderfully for you. And
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I can't wait to hear your entire album. Dr. Anna, would you have any
Yeah,
thoughts?
I have a question for Jamie.
Yes.
If if your act is selected by the judges for the performance at the Carnegie Hall, would you and Gino together be performing, or what's your idea of the act?
It would probably be me. I mean, it would be a thrill to have Gino on stage with me, but I would think he'd already be on tour or something. But I could always ask. But it would probably be me.
So, did you have in mind performing that particular song with a piano, or just to share with us your idea of what your presentation would be like, ideally in your imagination?
I mean, if I could go the whole 9 yards, it'd be wonderful to have, like it is in the recording, of piano, upright bass, drums, and a string quartet. But more realistically, would probably be either piano, vocal, and a piano, a trio. You know, vocal and trio.
Mm-hmm. Oh, were you planning to perform this particular song?
Yeah, this is the one.
This is the one you want to present.
Yeah, because the other ones, as much as I love some of the other songs on the album, there's some wacky instrumentation, and
That's right.
I think this is more appropriate.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Fantastic,
thank you,
Jamie.
I appreciate the opportunity.
really good.
Beautiful song. I really loved it.
Thank
And
you.
your singing is very delicate and so sensitive, and you have really beautiful voice, very expressive.
Thank
I loved
you.
it.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Well, whatever happens, I hope we can continue to hear you, Jamie. I really loved it, and I thought you, deserve every stage.
Thank you, Chris. Appreciate it. Yeah. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Hope for the best.
Yeah. Thank you, judges. Thank you, Dr. Anna. And of course, thank you, Jamie. Congratulations, and I hope to see you soon.
Thank you. Yeah. Thanks, everyone. Appreciate it.
Well, we're going to move on to our next contestant. Thank you, judges, for your input. You are currently watching the fifth session, session number 5 of our Carnegie Hall auditions. Contestants are auditioning to play and perform in Carnegie Hall, one of the most prestigious places to perform, and I think, frankly, one of the most beautiful places to showcase your art. And these contestants are auditioning to play as part of a big concert with many different other people, and it's a great chance to meet other musicians as well. And I think it's a great chance to showcase something and be a part of the New York art scene, even for just one night. Next up, we have Anna Rose Atamian and performing a dance for us. And without further ado, let's have her on.
The door's right into you, and I'll let you in. No need to ask, I wanna bask in your everything. My chest exploding, my mind eroding at the thought of you existing. Carved from the same tree, made of the same stuff, I couldn't even bluff. No flirting, no skirting on the edge. You were one with me already. All you had to do was see me, really see me. Recognize the workings of my mind, and then touch me like something holy, and then touch me like something that is now but could never be. And as you take a vow to never lie to me, the
quite extraordinary. Now I want to bring Dr. Anna and Giacomo onto stage to talk about this. And wow, I don't think we've had a dancer here before.
Yeah, that's the first.
Opportunity.
And what the first? What a spectacular dancer! Elegant, expressive, dramatic, and yet very subtle. Incredible. Bravo, Anna Rose. This is very gorgeous dance.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Anna. Giacomo.
Well, there was the video was not continuous until it was kind of scattered.
It's it's just a segment. That's what we received for this particular audition, and it left me very hungry for the continuation, and
Yeah.
that's for sure. It's
Okay.
a teaser.
Okay. I'm not an expert in dance. I mean, for the few things that I could understand, I've had a very good impression. There was a lot of passion in what she was doing. I mean, that's by instinct. And also her move, they look very precise, very clear to me. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, there's a lot of expression everywhere, and I think it's just amazing that you can show expression through sound, as instrumentalists do and vocalists do, but also through the body. And I think that's just marvelous to watch. Thank you so much, Anna Rose.
Yeah,
this is
absolutely.
amazing.
I have a question for Anna Rose, and if you're watching here, maybe you can put a comment and answer my question. I'm curious about the choreographer of this with this dance. Who was the person who choreographed this? Because I find the style very unique. I don't want to claim that I know professionally about the dance, but I know a little bit. I find this very unique and very personal style. So I'm curious if you're the choreographer of it. And I want to second Giacomo's comment in here about the precision of the movement. The movements are very graphic, but at the same time also very flowy. I know that's a really hard thing to achieve in a modern dance style. So that the moves can be, basically frame by frame. You can stop the moves, and each one of them can be framed as a picturesque expression, but at the same time there's a flow to the dance. That's pretty spectacular achievement for a young dancer like Anna Rose. Wonderful. Thank you. That's the first, and a fantastic first. Let's hope we have more dancers like this coming to these auditions. Bravo.
Wonderful. Thank you, Giacomo. Thank you, Dr. Anna. Now, I want to take a little time to talk about other parts of our organization. As I mentioned before, we have season awards, and these are awards given to a lot of our competitors who are involved and want to be involved with different organizations. And this is just a little a clip of what you can expect to see. Some of these artists are going to be invited to record an album with Cicerone distribution. Some of these artists will be invited to go into different masterclasses. And so this is a lot coming up, and you can see there's an iClassical prize as well as the Carnegie Adler prize. James Adler, one of our amazing patrons, but also composer and pianist, is offering a wonderful audience favorite award. As you can see, this is just a small little snippet of what you can expect, so that it's not just about winning a place to perform, but also other amazing awards, such as the Prize Award, which is representation from Jack Price, of course, and just an ability to connect with other musicians in the industry, whether it is through masterclasses, whether it is through recording an album, whether it is playing with different orchestras, whether it is going to Carnegie Hall and meeting conductors and other performers and forming a relationship this way. Because a lot of these friends you meet or people you network with, you might just meet in the green room or the dressing room or just in passing, and you come to find out there's so many friends in common, so many things in common as well, and a great idea to put forward. So with that in mind, I want to give a big thanks to all our collaborators, people who have supported us from the very beginning. And these are the people who are offering these awards for the contestants. And I want to also talk about what it means to perform in Carnegie Hall. When selected to perform in Carnegie Hall, musicians get the celebrity treatment from our organizers, and I was a recipient of that, so I know for sure that it's an amazing organization, and also people who are supporting you, they're so encouraging. Dr. Anna or James or the conductor, Giacomo, is so supportive because we want you to do well. We really want you to do as best as you can. So I'm going to show you that when you get the celebrity treatment from the organizers, the orchestra, the conductor, the production team, you also get performance packages. There's a whole slew of things you get as part of it, which one of it is you can get your recording from Carnegie. We provide the recording. We provide a certificate of performance. We give a certificate for your teacher as well. And it's just a way to invite everybody. We try to make sure that, when you're rehearsing, you're fed as well, and musicians that have the ability to interact with us. So it's not just all online, as the hybrid model suggests. It's a blending of both the online and the real world, the in-person world. Here is a little clip called Highlights with Steve. Steve Robinson is one of our amazing people on the team who interviews so wonderfully and has been a radio broadcaster, a legendary one at that, in Chicago. So this is a clip to show you what you may be able to expect as part of the interview and the whole process.
The Carnegie Hall and the Weill Recital Hall. It's beautiful to have you here.
Thank you.
And you are 10 years old. And how old were you when you started first playing the piano?
Probably like 6 or 7.
So you've been playing 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what kind of progress have you made in those 3 years? A little person told me, a little birdie, as we used to say, that you've done pretty well on those years. How do you feel about it?
I feel like I improved a lot since the start, especially after I joined Miss Anna's piano place.
Well, being a concert guitarist is difficult.
It is.
Because there aren't many who've done it. Obviously, we can name a few.
Mm-hmm.
Julian Bream, if you know the name.
Yeah.
Segovia, but you can name them really.
David Russell, Manu Barreco. Yeah.
So it's a challenge.
It is.
But I haven't heard you play, but there's something about you which makes me think that you're going to achieve it. And of course, you're in the city with managers. There's a manager on every block here, so maybe you'll find one.
Who knows? Yeah. I'm knocking on every door, and let's see which one is the one for me.
Wonderful. So as you can see, there's so many different opportunities available for musicians, and being interviewed by Steve Robinson is just one of the few things. Now, you are watching session 5 of the Carnegie Hall auditions. This is a really exciting time. This is the final session, and we have our next contestant ready. Ben Teller is going to be playing Edvard Grieg's Piano Concerto in A minor, Opus 16, the first movement, and he will be accompanied, the orchestra for him will be played by Ji-young Kim. Ben, the stage is yours. I look forward to hearing your Grieg. Enjoy. Fantastic. That was so powerful. Congratulations, Ben. That was very powerful. Wow. I'm very impressed with like the sheer power and so emotionally involved in the music. Congratulations. We're going to have our judges. First of all, Richie, then Giacomo.
Very powerful pianistic opinions. Very good. Yeah, I mean you've got a brain, you know. It's pretty amazing the way you approach this piece. I haven't heard it like that in a while, maybe never, and it's really exciting. I agree with Chris. Many great things about it. For one thing, the opening was very daring. Most people, just kind of, it's a hard opening, believe it or not. Yeah, I mean, it's scary, actually. You play all these hard pieces and you think, oh, the Grieg, it's a hard piece, especially that last movement. It's really hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only thing I would say is there are quirky moments and inconsistencies technically that don't have to be. I mean, you have a fantastic facility, especially in certain areas like cascading octaves you're particularly good at. Just very, very clean, accurate, powerful, and musical. But then you'll do da 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 da. You should go all the way to that bass note. What's the point of delaying that bass note other than that it's difficult? So do the difficult, Go all the way to the bass note. Ya da da bum da da dee da 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 dee da da bum da da dee da da. You know what I mean? And then take a little time, judiciously with your robbed time there. You've got to decide again when to leave a harmony and when to stay in a harmony. You haven't decided that yet in some spots.
Okay.
Also, you're very articulate in certain areas, and then all of a sudden you're faking. Let's not have that because you've got the fingers. I mean, what was that arpeggios in the bass when you're doing the da dee da dum bum? You're just fluffing off the left hand totally. That's got to be. You got to hear every note on some level, whether it's on the pedal or not. I got to hear it. You can't just clump it. That grouping. No, can't have that. And it's not as important as the harmony that tremolo. Yeah, you want that clear, but it's got to be homogenized with the left hand. We can't just have right hand. And that's just a few spots. Your double notes too. Really play those, and then why do you broaden them at the end? Like before the bum, and you play that great. Most people fake that totally. You can't even hear what they're doing. I mean, there's some outstanding articulations in your interpretation.
Thank you.
Some really clean playing, and then you follow it up with dirty playing. So you gotta, don't do that. Okay. So the other thing is the second theme in the first movement. You're just shooting yourself in the foot by waiting all the time. That's the poetry of it. You wait forever for the answer. It's like you're saying, hey guys, I'm telegraphing what I'm about to do. I mean, a boxer doesn't telegraph his left hook. He just pulls the left hook out of nowhere. And therefore takes his opponent off guard.
Right.
And that's what you want. You want the poetry to be continuous instead of this, it's hard to get that little awkward spot. You're just telling us it's awkward. That's all you're doing. What's the point of delaying that answer? And you do some things in there so beautifully. So I just don't understand it. It's incongruous. You know what I mean? You don't have to do that. You can easily fix these things.
All right.
Yeah. You do a weird fingering there. Are you leaving out a double note in the middle of that passage coming down?
I wasn't intentionally.
Yeah, you can't do that either. I mean, first of all, that passage is hard because it's not continuous double notes. So what you have to do is move into the keyboard, into the fall board. Don't do it with just fingers. You're never going to get enough sound. Your whole body has to be in it. Okay? And play on the fleshy part of the finger, the pad. Don't play on the tip, on the nails, and don't play flat. You're never going to play it. Believe me. Yeah. I mean, everybody fakes that. Thank goodness you didn't until, you kind of fudged at the end for the bass. Yum-ba-dum instead of yum-ba-dum-boom. I mean, again, this other person, what is this delaying of the downbeat? This is a no-no. Composers want to get on with it. It's all bridge material. It's not that important except that you play it with good sound and the right color. That's another thing we could talk about, color. But man, there were some really exciting moments.
Thank you.
Really exciting moments, like where, you didn't set it up as good as the arpeggios, da 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 dum, dum, all those. You just kind of like, I didn't even hear one note there, and then all of a sudden you come like a lion in winter out of the whole passage with da 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 da, yeah da 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 da. I mean, you're just tearing through it like a monster, which is fantastic. Musically, it's required, but you don't set it up good. It's all this mamby-pamby E minor arpeggiation, which, it's not part of the organic whole. When the orchestra's playing the melody, that gorgeous flute, it has to have body in the accompaniment. There's no body. It's just faking. And you don't have to fake that. That's not even hard, except at the end, kind of. I mean, if you want to call it hard. And then that big arpeggio with the parallel motion going up, that was quite good. Not as good as you can do it, because I know you can do it. And then the F sharp minor one,
Yes.
that was weird. It was partly really articulate. And this is the thing, man, you've got to be consistent, okay? In music, it's consistency that matters. Flashes of genius, it's like people say, oh, that invention is so marvelous. Well, really? It's not at the marketplace. No one's buying it. So why is it so marvelous? Yeah, it's marvelous in conception and in itself. But if no one's using it, is it really an invention? It's like the boy crying in the woods. You've got to make these things count. And we have to hear every note on some level. Don't give me this, this part's really hard, so I'm going to practice that part, and then this part I'm going to fluff off. Okay? Yeah, don't do that. And musically, it has to be a very conceived whole. The Grieg doesn't work with this. It's already fragmented like the Tchaikovsky. It's so fragmented. You've got to make it a whole, a cohesive whole. You'll find that in the last movement, too. I mean, it's like sectional. And you've got to bring it together. It's like a good editor in a movie. In a movie, you know who the real movie maker is, right? It's the editor. He makes the movie. The guy shooting it isn't the movie guy. It's the guy that puts it together.
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah. Okay, well, if you know that, then do it. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, just do it. Like the Bible says. Don't give me any excuses. Just do it. Because you can do it. You're a very powerful mind you have. You're a very willful boy. You see what I'm saying? You have a will. That's rare. Not many people have will. You have this fierce kind of, like guttural. You have something urgent to say, which not many people have, and you can say it better. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
So you have the rare part, the urgency of the message. Now execute it like it's urgent, not partly urgent. Okay. All right, there. Enough said.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you, Richie.
welcome.
Giacomo?
I enjoyed your performance. I also enjoyed your romantic, your long hair. You finished it on. It's part of the performance.
Thank you.
That's true.
You have a fire inside, and I could see it, especially in the octaves. I never played this concerto, and I never conducted either. So I don't have an insight knowledge like Dickran. I think that Dickran maybe has too much insight knowledge. We don't need.
Well, I mean, come on. I have played it a lot, but that has nothing to do with my knowledge.
No, I'm just kidding you now. Okay.
Oh, you are? Okay.
Yeah.
I guess I should laugh now. Okay.
No. Okay.
Yeah.
No. I think that I have to thank Dickran, because I was feeling that when it's true. No, this is true.
Really?
I'm not joking.
No joke. Okay.
Yeah. The main challenge of this piece, and that's probably why I never practiced it to perform, is the continuity of the piece is almost impossible to get. It's fragmented. And this continuity is very, very difficult to attain, very difficult to get, very difficult. I think that for starters, good advice from Dickran was to do your homework. Practice the different
No, let me.
passages. No, wait a moment. Dickran, wait a moment. Do not cheat. Play as clear as you can, and never step on the pedal just to cover it up. Just go. That's a starting point. That's the starting point. And then I think another good advice I can give you is just to take the score out of the piano and practice it. Like, I don't know if have you ever studied conducting?
I haven't.
I suggest you to do it.
No.
And get the piano score and start conducting, and think what you want to do before the instrument. That would certainly help your playing, putting it together.
Okay.
Very difficult. Musically is one of the most difficult pieces I've ever see to do. Very difficult. Very difficult. But you have a lot that you can say. You can do it. You can do it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can I add one more thing? I like what he said. It was perfect. Yes, not many pianists can bridge moods. In other words, you have to bridge all these emotions Grieg is having. I don't know where he's getting them, but you gotta put them together, edit them together, like he said. You gotta make it a cohesive whole, just like Giacomo said. And this is not hard. This is not easy. You have to somehow blend these sections together. And part of it is the articulation. Part of it's the conception. Part of it's the pedal. Look, it's like the truth, okay? There are many truths, right? But they're all a part of the truth. Okay, so what is the truth? Well, that's another topic for another day. But the point is, there is a truth, and all other truths are a part of it. And all of these little incremental things you're going for are a part of the whole. You've got to put it together. You've got a great start, man.
I agree. I think,
it's very, very powerful. I liked it a lot.
It's only when you have such great performance that you have both judges just talking over one another and having so much to say to you. So I really hope you enjoy that. It just means you've been very convincing. Dr. Anna,
that's
like
the
you
word,
also want
is
to say
convincing.
Something.
I want to also give big round of applause to the pianist at the second piano.
Yeah, she's very good.
That was a fantastic accompaniment. And I don't know if that's your teacher was accompanying you, and if so, then second round of applause. Fantastic teaching phenomenal. You have a great artist as a teacher, and what I wanted to especially point out is we're talking about cohesiveness of the piece. I think that pianist in the second piano was putting it together. Now, go and ask her how she did it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, my
Wonderful.
10 cents.
Well, Ben, I hope to hear you in the future. This has been such a pleasure. You've obviously moved everybody here, and I think you have a grand future. Keep the hair. I think it really helps with piano. A lot of the great pianists have also happen to have great hair as well. I think that definitely helps. And all jokes aside, all the best to you, and I hope to see you in the near future. This has been a wonderful treat.
Very good.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you, Ben. Thank you to our judges. And with that, we're going to move on to our final contestant. Our final contestant is waiting patiently to perform, and he's coming to us as a singer, performing Handel's Sibilla gli Angui Daletto from Handel's Ronaldo. The stage is yours, Michael. Enjoy.
Cecilia, parmi il d'intorno a me, parmi il d'intorno a me.
Michael, fantastic. I've definitely seen you on this stage before, and I was astounded last time too, just as this time. Congratulations. We're going to have Giacomo first as the judges.
Yes, hi, Michael.
Hello.
I see a lot of passion in your singing. I think, so generally speaking, I admire the fire that you put in your singing. I have a little criticism about your coloratura. Especially when you have this you tend to drag a little with the articulation, and instead of going forward with the articulation I'm not a singer, so I don't know what kind of technical advice to give you. When you pronounce a word, you're going in time. Then it's okay. But when you have these vowels to repeat, it's the rhythm start getting a little. I'm a great fan of Cecilia Bartoli for coloratura. And I mean, if she's a woman, I think you could learn just to listen to her singing. She's perfect in this articulation, virtuosistic playing of also in the Baroque music. But you, as you fix that, you are singing it. I also enjoy your expression at the end. You look like you were in the character. Bravo. I was just pointing out that particular thing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you, Giacomo. Richie?
I loved it. I thought it was incredible. Yeah, I mean, it's dramatic. It's everything. It's a hard piece, you know.
Yeah.
It was tremendous, I thought. I mean, the part he's talking about, I actually liked. It was like half struggle and half phenomenal. It was just perfect. It was perfect, because if it's too easy, it doesn't sound right. I don't think. I think it sounds perfect the way it is, but I know what he's talking about, but you know, it's the way you sing. It's really, really powerful. Very exciting voice, very powerful voice. I think technically it's quite excellent. You know, I don't see any musically the style. Man, you bring Handel. You know, Mozart said Handel was boring. You're not boring with Handel.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you bring it to life.
Yeah.
And part of it's technical, part of it, but the drama is there. You know, the whole thing. It's just, you've got the package. I really wouldn't criticize anything. I like your eyes too. They look like they're popping out of your head. Yeah. That's good. That's good. It's pretty scary. I like that.
Yeah. I love how you assume the full character and the drama of the thing within your facial and your whole body. That was amazing, Michael.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I look forward to hearing you again. Thank you, judges. Thank you, Richie. And thank you, Giacomo, for your input and feedback. You wrapped this session up so well, Michael. It's hard to even put anyone after you, and thankfully there isn't. So I hope to see you again on our virtual stage. I hope that we get to hear you. And please keep singing, because you have so much to say and so much to offer.
Yeah, it's
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, with that, this ends our session 5. We are really just delighted with everybody who's performed. We've had dancers, we've had Southern Indian singing recently. We've had amazing pianists and cellists and violinists. This has been such a wonderful, eclectic mix of wonderful musicians. And to wrap up our show, I just want to bring our guests, our judges back up, along with Dr. Anna, just to wrap up and say a few of our thoughts. Dr. Anna, you've organized this whole thing, masterminded it all with James.
Yes, and I want to thank everyone. There's nothing else to say, just to be grateful for all the wonderful participation and for all that momentum, energy, talent, passion, and everything. And let's bring James on screen as well, the co-organizer of this wonderful events and the concerts at Carnegie, working hard today on the back end with the tech. And we have also Jennifer, who is our show director, and I want to give a great big shout out to her. And I want to, the whole team, and I want to thank you, Chris, for hosting fabulously and eloquently for so many hours. It looks like you never lost any energy.
No, it's my absolute pleasure. I mean, it's just great music, and our judges are always got so many wonderful things to say, and I think having a fewer judges actually just intensifies that wonderfully.
Oh, we put pressure on our judges now. It used to be we had sometimes 6 or 7 judges, so people could get away with just a few words. Now, no, we want in-depth analysis.
We got to fill up the time. Got to fill up the time. That's the excuse, right?
Yeah. You fill it thick.
Well, that's why we have you, Richie.
It's comic relief. I know. I get it. Yeah, I know.
This isn't just auditions. This is a show, so there has to be that healthy balance. And
I feel like I'm auditioning for something. I don't know what.
You are.
What are
you? Didn't we tell you?
The Richie show, the Richie Atamian show.
Yeah, the Richie show. Yeah,
we're looking for a new host. Show next fall.
I have a new name. It's called "What Do You Really Think, Richie?" That's a good one.
I like that.
Yeah, that's
very good.
Yeah, but I think that's it.
But now you have to do the imitation of Nixon, right? Nixon.
You want that? Okay, well,
yeah.
Oh boy.
I had nothing to do with this, Well, the country thinks I'm a crook. I've never made a dime from public office, That's that cloth Republican coat. That was a gift to Pat,
Well, thank you, Richie. Look,
I have this fabulous audience.
And Richie knows that because he heard it on the tape recorded phone call.
Well, it's been wonderful to have everybody. I think this has just been a great session and a wonderful day of auditions. Dr. Anna, thank you for everything. Do you have any final words before we wrap up and give a conclusion to the show?
Final words for me.
Yes. The founder, the show director, anything you have to say?
Well, I'm a co-founder, and I'm blessed with incredible support from so many people. And I want to say to everyone, build your community. Community of like-minded people dedicated to same values, shared values of art, beauty, love, and sharing and generosity. You become the same thing that you surround yourself with. So I want to welcome everyone to our growing community of musicians, artists, entrepreneurs, and I hope this bug of having fun is something everyone who participated in those auditions can benefit from and make part of their life, because that makes my life much happier and much more productive, and I'm forever grateful to everyone on this screen and everyone who is not today on this screen, who are contributing to this culture of sharing, supporting, and having fun.
See, I knew you'd have something inspiring to say.
Nobody could have said that any better.
It takes a village, right? Yeah.
Absolutely.
In our case, it takes the globe
to raise an organization like this. Well, thank you, judges. Thank you, James. Thank you, Dr. Anna.
Thank you, Chris.
I'm gonna end the show now with just a few announcements of what we have. we have a Beethoven show. I don't know if people watching know this. The wonderful people at Architects of Music, as well as New Media Productions and the Virtual Concert Halls, have produced an incredible film of all 9 Beethoven symphonies, and every single movement has at least 3 to 4 different analysis filled with historical, cultural, as well as musical background and information. It's just incredible, very inspiring, and narrated by the amazing Larry Rapchak, a Chicago-based conductor who knows the music inside out, but is also able to communicate it so beautifully and so well. So every Thursday and Sunday, we have these shows on. Tune in. We've done the 5th Symphony, we did the 6th Symphony, and we've done the 4th Symphony, and we're now embarking on the 1st Symphony. We're not really doing them in order, but I think it's better this way. It's kind of cool to not know what's up next. And Dr. Anna and I, we comment on it. We comment on what has happened, what Larry talks about, and we add our own little insights as musicians, and we'd love for you to join. So every Thursday and Sunday, make sure you tune in. And if you missed an episode, you can just go back on our YouTube and go through what you missed out on. So please enjoy that. I want to make sure we thank our collaborators one more time. These amazing partners of ours are crucial to making opportunities happen, not just for us. I mean, we enjoy these collaborations for sure, but it's mostly for musicians and our audiences to be more involved. I hope that by hearing live feedback, by hearing young musicians interact with judges, it gives a side of the music industry that you don't often see, which is the fact that we're all just so passionate about music and communicating the arts to others. That's what we want to do and what we want to talk about. So thank you to our wonderful team and collaborators who make this all happen. And this team that I'm talking about are comprised of amazing musicians, amazing people who are passionate about not only performing and the craft of practicing and making sure our art sounds good, but also to communicate it on in our 21st century online in many different forms, many different types of media, and it involves video editors, script writers, directors, producers, all to put a show together. This is internet TV at its best, really, with music, with everything imaginable, and we are open to collaborating more. So if you want to get in touch, please visit our websites. We have Virtual Concert Hall, Espressivo, Competition.com, ProgressiveMusician.com, and CallOrchestra.com. And this is the final session of our March Carnegie Hall auditions. This is session number 5. We've wrapped up now, and we will announce the winners very soon. Please tune in for that. And without further ado, thank you so much once again. Everybody have a good night, and we'll see you soon. Bye for now.